Hey folks, this is going to be the second video for the hyperbola section. If you'll go down, we want to talk about how to graph a hyperbola. Basically, you have to have four things to be able to graph a hyperbola. You need to know your h and your k, so that's going to be the center of your hyperbola. And you also need to know your a value and your b value. So when we look at this particular equation, you'll notice that what I've already done, which we've done this now several times in the other conic sections, we're going to get this standard equation going. So we're going to divide all three terms by 400. So when I divide all three terms by 400 and reduce my fractions, I'm going to get y squared over 25 minus x squared over 16 is equal to 1. Now, one of the things that I didn't say on my introduction video, so let me say this right now. When you look at the equations of your hyperbola, you'll notice that the A's and B's are in the same order, but what's different is the numerators. The numerators are traded. So here's how you want to look at this. If your positive fraction, notice that I've got a positive fraction and a negative fraction. If your positive fraction is going to have the x's in it, then your hyperbola is going to open up along the x's. It's going to open up to the right and left. If your positive fraction has the y's in it, then you're going to be opening up and down. You're going to be opening along the y's. That's going to help us with what we have here. So we notice that my y fraction is the positive fraction. So immediately I can tell you without even any work done yet, I know that this is going to be an up and down hyperbola. I can see here that my center is at 0, 0 because my h and my k are both 0, 0. My a value is going to be 5 because remember in this case, my a value is always inside of the positive fraction. My b value is going to be 4. So you'll notice that what I've got drawn on the picture, I have my center at 0, 0. You notice I went up and down 5 units to get the top and bottom of my box. And then I went right and left 4 units to get the sides of my box. The vertices are going to occur 5 up and 5 down. So they're going to be at the coordinate 0, comma, plus or minus 5. And I have enough information to go ahead and draw. So remember that you have to have H, K, A, and B to be able to draw. And what I said earlier was if you know your A and B, you can get your box. And you can see that I've marked the 4 corners of my box. If you have your box, you can get your asymptotes. So asymptotes are just simply going to be drawn from corner to corner here. I'm just going to color these in. They're going to be drawn from corner to corner of your box. And then once you have your asymptotes at that point, then you can go ahead and draw your hyperbola. And you can see I've already sketched it in. So the top piece of my hyperbola is right here. And the bottom piece of my hyperbola is right here. Remember that asymptotes are things that you're always getting closer and closer and closer to, but you never actually reach them. So make sure that your hyperbola is showing that you're getting closer and closer to those asymptotes. All right, one of the things that I didn't do with you is I didn't read the directions. So the first thing that we're supposed to do is graph. So we've got that, and we're going to do that by using the asymptotes. So we have that. Find the coordinates of the vertices. We've got that. And then also we should find the foci, the domain, and the range. So my foci, this is going to, anytime you work with foci, you're probably going to use little dude. So you can see over on the right-hand side of the screen then that I have little dude written out, and we'll plug in our 25 and our 16, our a squared and our b squared, so that we'll get a c value of the square root of 41. Remember that because of the fact that this is an up and down hyperbola, we're got to go up and we got to go down to get to our 2 foci. So our foci, we don't have to draw the foci, we just have to give the coordinates of them. And so starting at 0, 0, we're going to go up root 41 and down root 41. My domain is going to be all real numbers, and my range is going to be from -infinity to -5, including that value, and from 5 to infinity. For example number 3, notice that I already have my standard form, so I don't need to do anything extra. My center is going to be at the coordinate 2, -4. I can tell that since my positive fraction has x's in it, this is going to be a side-to-side hyperbola. So our a value is going to be 4. Our b value is going to be 1. So that gives me enough information to draw my box. Once I have my box, then I can go ahead and draw my asymptotes. I didn't quite get all of my asymptotes there. I'll get those in just a minute, the rest of the asymptotes. And then once I have my asymptotes, I can draw my hyperbola. So the right side of my hyperbola shows up right there, and the left side of my hyperbola, along with those asymptotes, are going to show up over here. All right, now my vertices, I can tell by counting or by adding and subtracting, are going to be at the coordinate -2, -4, and 6, -4. I'm asked for the foci, so I need little dude again. So you see that I've written little dude down, and all I have to do is plug and chug to get a C value of √17. And then I know that my foci are going to go to the right and to the left, and they're going to start at the coordinate 2, -4. So my x value is changing, my y value is remaining the same. So starting at that x value of 2, we're going to go right and left √17, but my -4 y value is going to stay the same. Domain and range, my domain is going to go from -infinity to -2, 6 to infinity, including those two values there in the middle. And then my range will be all real numbers. Okay, so that'll be the end of this video. Come back for the third video, and we will talk about writing an equation.